Hey everybody, Brent here. How's everybody doing? Back for another review. This time the review is for Steven Wilson's The Future Bites. How does it stack up against his previous work? Come back and let's find out. 'Cause I forgot. There's so many things that I pretend to you I'm not. In the early days, Steven Wilson's band, Porcupine Tree, were often compared to Pink Floyd, and Wilson himself admitted the importance of the musical influence, although he later distanced himself from the Floyd, moving towards a more distinctive sound. So it is to no surprise that he came to be regarded as a new hero in the genre of progressive rock, even though again, he has often tried to distance himself from that label. The Future Bites heavily features electronics and very little of electric guitar. Some of his fans have been upset by this change of direction. Wilson announced a while ago that he'd be working with producer David Costin, who makes dance music and electronica, which suggests that another change in direction was coming. Wilson doesn't like standing still or repeating himself musically, which means that over his long and varied career, he has written music that could be defined as various things, such as psychedelia, space rock, trip-hop, jazz fusion, progressive rock, just to name a few. The theme that unites Wilson's music in all these different styles is his searching musical intelligence, a gift for melody, the willingness to innovate, and even the risk of alienating some of his fans. The ability to write songs that sound sophisticated yet familiar. Wilson had spent the last few years collecting vintage keyboards, which he has now installed in his new studio and has been based most of the songs on the new album around these keyboards, rather than around the guitar that he featured heavily in most of his music to date. Wilson has also written an album which feels very contemporary from a musical point of view. Previous solo albums have sometimes been consciously nostalgic, such as the superb The Raven That Refused to Sing, which referenced the peak of 1970s progressive rock, and To the Bone, which was influenced by 1980s art rock. One of the main themes on this album is one that has troubled Wilson for many years, the way that human brains have evolved in the internet age. He first explored this possible negative effect on technology 25 years ago on what was then Porcupine Tree's song Every Home is Wired from the album Signify, as well as Porcupine Tree's Fear of a Blank Planet. The other major theme of the album is consumerism, and in particular, the urge to buy vastly overpriced designer products. The opening pair of tracks, Unself and Self, are a bitter commentary on self-identity in the age of social media. Unself, which is only a minute long, starts with a gently strummed acoustic guitar, sounding distant as it is drenched in echo, perhaps a nostalgic nod to Steven's past as a guitarist. The instruments fall away, and his solo voice is brought sharply into focus with the words, "The self can only love itself," leading to the industrial funk and pulsating sequences of Self, a fierce critique on the effects of social media. In my opinion, King Ghost is one of the most beautiful songs that Wilson has ever written, with poetic lyrics, haunting synthesizer lines, and the soaring falsetto vocals which create an atmosphere of sparkling luminosity perfectly matched by the video by Jess Cope. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It suits the song perfectly. 12 Things I Forgot shows that one of the things that Wilson has not forgotten is how to write a simple, catchy pop song, just as he did with Porcupine Tree and Lazarus or Trains, and on his solo albums such as Pariah and any of the songs from the Blackfield albums. Now we come to Eminent Sleaze, which is a crisp, dystopian, industrial funk similar to the style of Song of I from the album To the Bone. The song features very few electronic instruments. It includes a cameo from Nick Baggs on bass and Chapman Stick, Adam Holzman on keyboards, and strings from the London Session Orchestra. Yet the production cleverly combines these elements to create an electronic sound. The central character, as shown in the official video, encapsulates Wilson's fear that social media and technology companies have more power now than politicians. Politicians don't escape Wilson's searching gaze either. In Man of the People, he adopts the point of view of a member of the family of a politician who has been damaged by a scandal. the long-suffering partner who stands beside him with a fixed smile for the cameras. It's a gentle, poignant song which shows some degree of sympathy for the victim who stays with the disgraced politician, even though they know that the love and trust they receive are fake. The song includes some of the best lyrics on the album. The centerpiece of the album has to be, in both terms of concept and length, is Personal Shopper. It is a powerful satire urging us to buy things we don't need and can't afford, to have now, pay in another life. It has a melancholy disco feel of Stephen's most recent album with No Man, which I believe was called Love You to Bits. Following Personal Shopper, we have Follower, and this again is targeted at the social media, and in particular, social media influences. It's the most direct song on the album, and the one that sounds most like a conventional rock song. Wilson has often ended his albums, both as a solo artist and with Porcupine Tree, with a ballad. For instance, 2002 he ended in Absentia, one of Porcupine Tree's most heaviest and disturbing albums, with the beautiful solo ballad Collapse the Light into Earth. And after the fury and satire of much of the rest of the album, Count of Ease plays a similar role. Wilson plays all the instruments here except for the drone, which is credited to co-producer David Costin. It's a lovely end of the album and one of my personal favorites. On the future bites, Wilson seems to have found a new musical language as he stares the future in the face. As is always the case with his work, the album is superbly recorded and produced. Where it differs from much of his previous work is that he has eliminated the signs of musical virtuosity that were so spectacularly and thrillingly present before, and he has created music that serves his message as directly and compelling as possible. Does that mean his music is no longer progressive? Perhaps in the narrow sense of the musical genre that is prog rock, the album marks a departure, but in terms of Stephen's musical journey, this album shows us that he continues to make progress, constantly moving forward into the future. I am going to give this album an 83% rating. Good night, everybody. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the little thoughts and meanderings I had on the album. This, of course, is Steven Wilson's The Future Bites. This is the slipcase that the LP comes in. And here's the titles, or the track listing for the album. And it is a gatefold. There's the back. There's the gatefold. All right, let's dig out the booklet. I'm going to move back a bit. There, of course, is what everybody contributes to as far as the songs. There's the back. It really suits the feel of the album, that booklet, I think. And I'll show you a picture of the labels. They're nothing special, but nonetheless, that's them right there. Anyways, what did you guys think of the album? Please leave your opinions below. I'd love to start up a conversation about it. Do you think it's as good as his past works? Do you think he's much like Bowie and always changing? Let me know below. And everybody take care as usual. We'll see each other real soon. Good night. Bye-bye.